We are getting some new reaction to a shocking video of a veteran Sunrise police officer attacking another officer during an arrest.
That police sergeant's action is now the focus of an internal affairs investigation.
And we're hearing from a retired police chief who was stunned when we showed him this video. Local 10's Sunrsie is live with more on this. Sunrsie.
Well, we asked this retired police chief to dissect this body cam video. He says it isn't as simple and clear cut as it appears to be. He says that both officers were in the wrong here, but does specify that the sergeant should have never placed his hands on this young officer's neck.
It's embarrassing for the agency.
Former Boca Raton Police Chief Dr. Andrew Scott is weighing in on a controversial video showing a Sunrsie sergeant placing his hands on the neck of a fellow officer during an arrest.
Let's make it clear that we've got two wrongs here. First and foremost, the sergeant should have never have touched the officer. Under no circumstances. A young officer should never have pulled that sergeant back in the fashion that she did. That's an unlawful touching.
Scott says to understand the act, you need to look at the whole picture. We rewind the video from the start when Sunrise officers are trying to arrest a man. They seem to have a bit of a hard time. This is when Sergeant Christopher Pulleys arrives to the scene. He's got pepper spray in hand.
You could see the suspect immediately comply once you see that can out. Should have been the end of the encounter.
What Scott doesn't understand is why Sergeant Pulleys goes further into the patrol car, believing this is sparking a response from a fellow officer.
That period of time when the sergeant climbed further back into the back seat of the car could have prompted the female officer to think that the sergeant was going to punch the suspect.
At that point, the female officer runs towards Sergeant Pulleys, grabs his belt. He turns and grabs her neck while pushing her backwards.
I've never seen that visceral response by an officer to a fellow officer on a call in the streets.
And in a statement released last week, Sunrise's police chief has praised this young officer, saying she was trying to de-escalate a very tense situation. Both yesterday and today, we have reached out to the chief multiple times for a sit-down interview. He has declined. We've also reached out to the city's mayor. He says he will not comment until an internal affairs investigation is completed. And we've emailed the city's manager several times. No response just yet. Once we do get a response, we will pass that along to you. For now, that's the very latest here out of Sunrise. Sunrsie, Local 10 News.